What is going on, ladies and gentlefish? I am back. Unfortunately, for the past week or so, I've been fighting sinuses really and truly, so I haven't been able to sound even remotely close to normal. I couldn't get excited for anything because, well, let's be real here, it's really hard to get excited whenever you're always sniffling, coughing, and sneezing, and sounding, well, this. I'm not fully back altogether. I am slowly getting there, and I want to continue doing what I'm doing. So with that being said, I'm going to go back to a video. I want to say it was either the last video or the video before, where I was talking about how I don't have time to work on the body and stuff like that, whereas, you know, I could work on the motor. Well, that's kind of quickly going back on my word, because a lot of the parts that I need cost money, and, well, money is not just in the air. So I can't really just, well, I mean, it is, but anyways, I can't just grab it from thin air and start building on things without having it. So what I had mentioned, though, was on the weekends and stuff was about the only time I could work on doing the body work and stuff for the Civic, which was the main problem I was having. Although, yes, the metal shavings are a massive problem. I can work with that, and I can make the motor last for a little while longer. It's not the end of the world. But what I can do now, with after saying everything, you know, basically body-wise was going to be dedicated to the weekends, I went out and bought these. I went ahead and got me some potty hammers, so that way we can go ahead and just do the work here. It's something that I need to learn how to do, and you guys can learn at the same time if you guys want to do that or learn how to do that. So it'd be really cool for you guys to see it. It'd be really cool for me to learn how to do it, because there are a lot of things that I want to do to this car, and honestly, accidents happen. So if I got to pull dents or anything like that, I'd really rather learn it and be able to do it myself versus having to ask or wait on, you know, scheduling and things like that to finally line up with the people that do it for me. So with that being said, I'm going to throw in the GoPro, we're going to pop the trunk, and we're going to start beating this thing out with a hammer. That sounds really weird when you say it out loud. I said I was going to throw in the GoPro mount, but honestly, nobody's going to want to see that, because it's going to be me a bunch of times bobbing and weaving my head, and that just looks really ridiculous and goofy at the same time. Then again, that is my personality, but it doesn't matter. So basically, as y'all seen, Wrinkle City. We've got to pull this dent out as much as possible, and I know at the end of the day I'm going to have to use body filler, because you can't pull every dent out and make it look perfectly back to normal without going and cutting a new quarter out, and I just don't have the time or money to do that. So we're going to beat it out, like I said, with hammers. So yeah, I'm going to grab those, and then we're going to start working. I said we were getting this out one way or the other. So, trusty 2x4, big old hammer. We have to get this dent down here pulled. It's just creased up. So, I know I can get a good angle on it from the top and like kind of get it started. So that way the rest of it, and I've kind of hit it a little bit, but we're going to try some more real quick. So I've been beating on the car with the hammers for a while now. I've used 2x4s, I've used basketballs, I've used pretty much any method that I could possibly do to pull this dent out as much as possible. And in the limited time frame that I do have, being that I have to get ready to go to work, I'm gonna have to cut it here, but I will give you an insight of what has happened. So I've gone through, and there was a gap originally that spanned from this point all the way down to here, and that's almost, you know, that's a fair bit of distance. So with all of the stuff that I've beat out and done, I've closed that gap up now to here. So, or well, that crease to here. So in this small little distance that we've done, it makes it look better in person. I've also gone through and I've beat out the metal a little bit more, smoothed everything out as much as I can possibly do it to a certain degree. So that way it looks back to somewhat normal, and I don't have to use as much Bondo, which unfortunately I understand I'm going to have to use Bondo regardless, which is fine. It's a part of the game, you know? So the other thing, the only other bad issue that I have that I'm going to finish up is this piece right here. There's a piece of metal that, or there's two pieces of metal that meet together, one on the outside here for this to bolt in, because there's a bracket piece and it screws into the metal, and it's normally pretty okay. It's like, you know, factory, not broken. But on the inside, there's another piece of metal, just kind of like the inner skin of the car, and whenever the accident happened, it separated that piece of metal, or the inner skin, from the outer, and it causes it to where now water leaks into my trunk, which is no good, because, well, a rusted out trunk really sucks. So I'm sorry that I have been on a kind of a hiatus or disappearing for the 2 weeks. I've just been, like I said, fighting with being sick and stuff like that. But I will tell you that there are a lot of crazy things coming up. I actually have a friend that just went out and got himself an 8th Gen SI, same year, everything as mine. The only difference is he's in a sedan. But I will show you guys that probably next week, because he is coming over this weekend, which will give me time to film on it, because we've got to do some stuff to it, because it's a project. We'll leave it at that. But I'm sorry guys if it's a shorter upload than normal. Like I said, just trying to get back into the swing of things. But if you did enjoy, you do want to continue watching me go through and rebuild and do the things that I wanted to do to this car from the day that I bought it, please like, comment, subscribe, share it to everybody that you want, and I will see you guys